welcome to Career Biz, the podcast of the University Career Center at UNC Charlotte. It's episode 51, and it happens to be on May the 4th. We got our own Chewy here. As you can see, I'm Jay. That's Matthew, Patrick, Jesse here along for the ride. And we're here again on our May the 4th episode, but it's really our last episode of this semester, the spring semester. Before we go to summer, we take a little break, and we call this one May Your Summer Be Amazing. And really what we want to do is give you strategies for a productive summer, whether you're going to be in class, you're going to be doing internships, you're going to be doing volunteer work, whatever it is you're going to be doing. Each of our hosts here have got some stuff to lay on you, some knowledge and some things that you can do to have a great summer that is not only restful and fulfilling and recharging, but allows you to continue to build on all your social capital and your competencies as you go forward. So we're going to start with our fearless leader, Patrick, who's helming the Falcon.
Always got to start with me, huh?
Indeed. So,
all right.
So,
well, I'm
Patrick,
going to go off script and say, hey, students, it's okay to take a day off, right? I mean, the semester's over. Take one day off.
Says the guy that never takes any time off.
Hey, you know, don't be like me. But after you've taken that break, and maybe you sprinkle a little bit more breaks during the summer because, you know, the fall's just around the corner. Remember that, you know, the summer is not just for Netflix and Hulu and the latest movie that might be out there. It's about continuing to look at the skills, honing your network, and making sure that you're moving forward towards purposeful work. So that's, I think, what we're all going to be talking about in many different ways, continuing to move forward, because my hopes and dreams is that you don't get down to that last week in May and you're like, well, I now need a job, but I haven't done anything yet. I don't want to see that.
Matthew, what about you?
I mean, I guess whenever I think about like my summer and me like making things happen, you know, I've always been part of the world of meeting random people on Saturday nights and Friday nights. So I'll give you an example. Whenever I was an undergrad student, I was out at after going to the club at 3:00 in the morning, and my next door neighbor was out, and I had never talked to him, and I was like, hey, how's it going? We started talking. He was a cameraman at a local production company. He got me an internship after us meeting that night, and I got my first full-time big person job as a casting director because of that one night of randomly meeting someone and not looking at my phone and actually.
So Matt, are you telling people to go clubbing, or are you telling them to keep their eyes open for the people that are around them? I just wanted to know, should I be going to clubs more to get?
Patrick, I don't know if they would let you in at this point, but
I think I've passed my expiration date for clubs.
I will say though, man, you bring up a great point though, is never turn down a chance to meet somebody and ask them, who are you? What do you do? People generally, 99% of the people you encounter in the world will love to talk about what they do. People like to talk about what they do. And if you show a little bit of interest in someone, that's a good way for them to put a little interest in you. And that's my segue to toss it to Jesse, who is our alumni connections person. Jesse, what's a good way to try to connect with some alums from UNC Charlotte over the summer break?
Did you read my mind, Jay? You knew I was going to talk about that. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was trying to think, gosh, how am I going to segue from clubbing to meeting alum? I mean, I guess that's one way you could go about it. But yeah, absolutely. I think regardless of where you are, if you are a first-year student about to start your first year at UNC Charlotte, you are upcoming rising senior, you're a grad student, or you just graduated, I think talking to people, learning about what they're doing, having these informational interviews, even if it's not in a formal setting, right? You're out at the club, or you're outside gardening, or you're doing whatever you want to do in the summer, right? And you're just talking to people that, again, you might not have these conversations with on a regular basis, you know, learning more about what they do, what are they into, just again, to Matt's point and to Jay's point, giving them a little bit of a, hey, let's talk about you. They're likely going to chew on that and just spill their guts about who they are and what they're all about, because people like talking about themselves. So I strongly encourage you, regardless of what the summer looks like, sounds like things are going to open up a little bit more, but regardless, we're still probably going to be doing a lot of virtual stuff, crossing fingers, yes. But I would encourage you all to definitely try to reach out to folks who have jobs that are interesting to you. So hopping on LinkedIn, going to the Find Alumni function, that's a really cool way. And you have hopefully a little bit more time this summer to spend some time doing some research. Go onto LinkedIn and try to connect with alumni that way, and set up some phone calls, maybe set up some social distancing, meetups at an ice cream shop, or go to get some coffee, whatever that might look like for you. Just to, again, so that you can learn and build your network, but mostly so you can learn and understand what these different jobs consist of, right? That's the whole goal for you, is just to gain some more insight without committing to an internship, right? Committing to a full-time job in a specific industry. Let's get that knowledge first from somebody who has firsthand experience. And again, it all starts with having a conversation. So LinkedIn's a cool way to do that. The My 49er network, which we've highlighted before in the past, is absolutely something that is still thriving, and the amount of alum who are participating in that program is continuing to rise. So if you haven't done so already, students, my49ernetwork.com. It's basically a LinkedIn specifically for UNC Charlotte, for you all. And what's so cool about it is that you can literally go through the directory and see where people are working, what their jobs are. And there's a little banner that will highlight if that person is quote unquote willing to help, i.e. they would love to have a conversation with you. So just send them a quick note. This is me being very much a J, somebody who loves lists, and I am that person that just loves to cross things off. But I would also recommend this summer thinking through, SMART goals. So maybe that's one way to stay on top of like some professional goals, in addition to having fun and getting some rest. Create a couple of goals for yourself. Connect with 3 alum via the variety of modes that we just talked about: clubbing, LinkedIn, My 49er Network.
Maybe not in that order. But.
Maybe not in that order.
Because they're all equal.
Yes. But again, giving yourself some goals to have some conversation, just to, again, expand your own knowledge on everything that exists out there career-wise.
Yeah, and I want to use that as a transition to something else too. As you're building those goals for yourself and stuff, you can feel like sometimes you're just on an island, and you're not. We are open all summer, whether that's open virtually or open inside. You can come see us. You can still talk to your career coaches. You can still get help. But the best help you can really build is building your own accountability group, if you will. You've got friends in classes, you've got roommates, you've got people that you're in your major with that you talk to all the time. Get together, even if it's just on Zoom real quick for a 45-minute coffee lunch thing or whatever, once a month, and just catch up with each other. What have you been doing? Who'd you talk to? Oh, that sounds neat. I went to Six Flags and bumped into the CFO. Talk about those things with other people. I'm a big fan of you build your own study groups in college. You build your own networking groups in college. And guess what, gang? That's how it works at work too, because that's why we do this show. I mean, the 4 of us were just talking all the time anyway. We figured we'd start recording it and putting it out there, and y'all responded to it. But I mean, really, that's a good thing you can do over the summer, and it will keep you on track so that you don't just feel like, oh gosh, I'm out here just climbing this mountain by myself.
I have something to say.
Really? You do?
It's podcast.
That's the first time, folks.
Only took 51 episodes.
Something I want to really talk about too, that I think a lot of students encounter over summer break, but also even during breaks when they're back at home, is they're coming back home after exploring maybe careers. They've seen a lot of stuff over the year, right? As far as maybe panels, or they're learning about different stuff in their classes. And so sometimes there's this outward pressure from other people in your familial groups, your friend groups back home. And there's this pressure of I should have all these answers. Do not feel that way. Everyone's career journey is different. It's going to be different based on professions that you're in. It's going to be different based on industries you're interested in, your major. So follow your own path. Don't let everyone else's poking and prodding at you over the summer, being my favorite one that my dad used to tell me, "You're a communication major? Well, son, you ain't never had a problem learning how to talk." And I was like, well, it's not my major, right? So you might get that sometimes from your family. So remember, don't listen to that. We are here to support you in your career, in your dreams, in the directions you want to go. So like Jay was talking about, come see us in the summer, because we'll be here hanging out.
Absolutely. So Patrick, wrap us up here as we end the spring semester worth of episodes here on Career Bits.
Sure. 2 words: do something during the summer. So I heard a lot about clubbing. I heard a lot about alumni. I heard about taking a break. I heard about learning new career paths. If you already say, well, you guys already know what I want to do, Well, then I'm assuming you know it inside and out. You understand the skills that you need, and you're building those skills. You're learning those skills. You're getting free classes, workshops, and all this kind of stuff. Do something so that you can eventually do something amazing after you graduate.
Can't put it better myself. That's fantastic stuff. So once again, congratulations on making it to the end of the spring semester. Do well on your finals. Congrats if you're graduating. Stay in touch with us. And remember, you've got career services for life here at UNC Charlotte. You can follow the happenings of the Career Center on our website, career.uncc.edu, or follow the social media accounts of the Career Center at Niner Careers to keep up with what's going on with us. So for Jesse, for Patrick, for Matthew, I'm Jay. Have a great rest of your summer. We'll be back this summer with some special episodes here on Career Bits. We appreciate the support, and we'll talk to you again soon.